Never, ever, ever pay attention to any Democratic politician who utters these words. We shouldn't look back. Let's just look forward. Fuck that person. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. And before I get started, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever the season you're in, we're all in one season or another, and I hope whatever it is that you enjoy it, and I bring my best to you. I'm coming to you on this Saturday because I have an important announcement to make. It's over. Yeah, it's over. Wait a minute, James. What's over? Phase 1 in the battle to save the United States of America has ended in a glorious success. And that phase 1 was that Trump would literally fall under his own stupid, fat, slob, incompetent, crooked weight to the point that the American people don't want to have anything more to do with him. Mission accomplished. It's all over the shouting. Now, that is the really good news. We're going to win elections everywhere. The bad news is he still has the constitutional power of the presidency, and he still has a compliant and, in my opinion, corrupt Supreme Court working hand in hand with him to destroy the country. But in terms of the public being any part of this, it's over, done. We won. Toast yourself. Okay. He's just totally punched himself out. No one wants to have anything to do it. So now that this is over, we're gonna win in 2026. And listen to all that bullshit. Okay. I don't think I'll win New Jersey, and you just wait. Trump's the magic, and he's got it's over. It's over. They just doing that to themselves. So, well, James, what do we do? First, be vigilant. You are already forewarned that he's going to do anything he can to try to stop a fool with the 2026 election. Set up committees, okay? Have people be on the ready to deploy, to demonstrate, to go out in front of the courthouse, to go out in front of the polling place, to write letters to the editor, to send things to your friends. But my point is, you know, when a country was getting ready, when Britain thought it was going to be invaded, you had the Home Guard, you did all of these kind of preparatory things. Well, that's what we got to do. There's an attempted invasion of American democracy. It's already been invaded. But by the way, the first landing craft has been destroyed, sunk, and resunk. But there's more coming. And when this will end, and it will end really, really poorly for them. I'm going to tell you some shit that we don't want to listen to. I don't want to listen to any Democratic asshole talking about not looking back and looking forward. No, look back. Okay? That's the important thing. You don't let something like this go and let every asswipe on every panel and every editorialist and every columnist say, yes, this was a very difficult time in American history, but now's the time to heal, and heal we must. No healing. Accountability. Because if we don't explore every iota of how this happened, it will happen again. It will happen again. And I have to tell you, getting ready to hear, in all of the people, by the way, this accountability, some of it is criminal. That must be pursued with all vigor, okay? And some of it was just weakness and stupidity. And like the people that wrote columns and went on and said, well, you know, maybe Trump's not as bad as him. Maybe we should work with him. Maybe the Democrats have this Trump derangement syndrome. Well, just because Trump is for it, that doesn't mean that it's bad. Oh, we got to learn to talk to each other. Oh, shit. Okay? The amount of stealing that has gone on in this country in the past little more than a year, we have to have an accounting. And some of the stealing was illegal. All right, that has to be held accountable. The legal system has a role to play in this. Some people just gave up, or some organizations, the NGOs, or corporations said, it's just easier to pay them off. And they come by and they shake me down for the ballroom. They shake me down for the Great Gatsby dinner. They shake me down, campaign contributions. Okay. All right. And look, I have to protect the interests of my shareholders, James. I'm not saying I agree with Trump, but, this is the way American politics work. Understood. To those people, when the accounting comes, let's say you're the XYZ widget company. You gave Trump and Trump entities, after a thorough investigation, we conclude that you gave $350 million. I will send out, the next president should send out a memo to everybody, executive branch, that anyone that is, say, in this for a certain figure, they have to give 125% of that, adjusted for inflation, to some organization, maybe bringing rural broadband to America, or expanding trade schools, or maybe cancer research, some public good. You don't give it to the government, but if you don't match by 125% what you gave these people, you're not going to get any appointments anywhere in the federal government. You're not going to get to go see the deputy undersecretary or the deputy or assistant of the secretary of transportation. No. Soon as you pony up your 125% to the designated organization, somebody will listen to what you have to say. So, when we're voting for Congress, we want the next Congress, because we're not going. Even if we have a majority, we could pass gas, but it ain't going to go anywhere, because, and I think we'll have a majority in the Senate, but as we operate with a human being that has power to veto things. I want really good investigators. I want really mean people in there. I want people who are ruthless. I want to know people who do cross-examination. I want people in there that can do an investigation. I want people in there that know how to put this together. In other words, I want Dan Goldman to be reelected, because that's the kind of person that we need. We don't need some glad-hander. This is time, I'm a big believer in the Bible and Ecclesiastes. There's a time for everything. Well, this is the time. What do they call it? I don't know. The Yule time or something, whatever that means. All right. But there's also a time for accountability. There's a time that we just cannot let what we've gone through pass like it was just some era in American history, that we have to move on. We have to look forward. We shouldn't look back. We should come together as a nation. We should heal. Not until full accountability has been achieved. So Wisconsin is coming up. People get to express themselves. By the way, it doesn't matter where it is. If it's in Georgia, or New Jersey, or Pennsylvania, or California, the revulsion of the American people is now complete. They're done. As people say, I say butter them their toast. Some people might say we'll stick a fork in them, a steak, or it doesn't matter. It's over, and all of you collaborators understand that all of this is going to have to come out. Some may be like it's embarrassing. Okay, some of it, well, is worse than embarrassing. Some of it's going to be criminal. But never, ever, ever pay attention to any Democratic politician who utters these words. We shouldn't look back. Let's just look forward. fuck that person. Thank you very much.